Yo, what's up, guys? What's up? What's up, man? Man, I'm drugged out like Pete Hexeth right now, nigga. I'm out of it, bro. Like, I'm on my Hexeth shit, nigga. I'm on that Hexeth shit, nigga. I'm tired as fucking this bit, bro. Like real shit. Like, I didn't even just wake up either. I'm just fucking tired. There's no real purpose behind why I'm tired. I'm just tired. There's no deeper meaning behind it. There's no deeper purpose behind it. I am just tired. Not even like I'm not Trump fatigued either. I'm literally just tired. You know what I'm saying? Like just you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just tired, bruh. Like I didn't even like bruh, like, you know what I'm saying, bruh? Like, I didn't even just wake up either, bro. Like, I'm just tired as fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn. I'm tired, bro. I am. I am fucking tired. I wish I was tired of winning. I wish I was tired of winning. I'm not tired of winning. I haven't won yet, man. I have not won yet. You know what I'm saying? There's still things to be done, things to be accomplished. I don't feel as though I've won shit yet. It's gonna take a little bit of time before I feel that. So tired of winning, so much winning. We're so tired. We're getting so tired of the winning. So tired of the winning. So much winning. Yeah, sure. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? You know how I do. You know how I do. I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired as fuck. No real reason either. Like I'm just like fucking I'm just fucking I'm just fucking fatigued. Like I'm just life fatigued. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just life fatigued in this bitch. Like a nigga, I'm just tired. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just tired. I'm just repeating myself now over and over again about how tired I am. That's my life now type shit. Like it's really my life now. Like I'm just fucking sitting here, bro, tired as fuck. Oh man. Well, there's 23 of y'all, so that's enough to start the show. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people if you think about it. Never give up. What did DJ Khaled say? Never give up. Never surrender. Keep brushing, Devin. Like what some shit like that. Khaled said something important. He said, never give up, never give in, never surrender. So I'm gonna do what DJ Khaled said to do. I'm just not gonna surrender. I'm never gonna give in. You know what I mean? Never give up, never surrender, never give up. Tight shit, tight shit, tight shit. So, for those of you who do not know, Donald Trump indicted the 6 Democrats who told people in the Department of War to not follow illegal orders. Donald Trump called it seditious conspiracy because if anybody knows about seditious conspiracy, it's Donald Trump, somebody who is also indicted for conspiracy against rights to vote, organizing an insurrection against the US government to overturn the results of an election illegally. Donald Trump would know all about treason, treachery, sedition, anything in the realm of backstabbery. Donald Trump has a PhD in it. So Donald Trump failed to indict the 6 Democrats who simply went on like TikTok or some shit and said, if you're given an illegal order, you should say no. Say no. Donald Trump is acting like they were on TikTok talking like me. You a bitch. You a pussy. You suck dick. Yeah, they didn't even do that. They went on TikTok and they were super respectful and they were like, if you're given an illegal order, say no. Say no. Say no. Say no. Say no. It was like 6 of them. You know, I don't remember what their voices sounded like, okay? They didn't sound like that. Shut up, okay? Shut the fuck up. It's like you would think they were on there talking like me. But all they did was just kindly tell the people in the Department of War to not commit crimes. That's it. That's it. The party of law and order, when Democrats say, okay, we're a part of the party of law and order too. In fact, we are the party of law and order. We agree, no crimes. Now Donald Trump gets upset. Isn't it crazy how, like, if you say don't kill people, he gets mad. If you say don't commit crimes, he gets mad. If you say do the right thing, it's almost like Donald Trump is planning to do the wrong thing, commit crimes, murder people. It's almost like if you think of the most decent shit you could tell somebody, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that, don't do this. Donald Trump in the corner seated, the nigga in the corner getting mad. All you're doing is telling people, so, be kind and follow the law and do the right thing. And in the corner of the room, there's just this dark energy just oozing. Like, who is that? What is that? You know those anime characters where, like, the dark energy just starts oozing off of them, but no one knows where it's coming from? That's Trump. Trump is in the corner, squeezing the McDonald's fries. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's this dark power where's this dark power coming from? Where's this energy coming from? Type shit. Type shit. Like, where is this power coming from? Who's doing this? This is a dark force. This energy it's deep, it's dark. You know what I mean? Type shit. Donald Trump, of course, after he got done seething in the corner and, losing his fucking mind, he indicted the Democrats. He indicted 6 Democrats for trying to tell people in the defense community and the intelligence community to not under any circumstance follow illegal orders. The Democrats Mark Kelly, Alyssa Slotkin, Jason Crow, Chrissy Houlihan, Chris DeLuzio, and Maggie Goodlander. All 6 of them. What Drake say? Sit. I can't deal with that. How you do this shit? Sit. I don't even know how do you do it, chat? How do you do the fucking like effect? Is it sit? All 6 of these Democrats were almost indicted. They indicted me. Why'd they give the indictment? They indicted your favorite president. He indicted 6 Democrats, right? 6 Democrats. He indicted them. Not indicted, indicted. Shut the fuck up. He indicted 6 different Democrats for upholding their oaths to the Constitution and urging those in the Department of War to not commit crimes. They got indicted. They almost got indicted for that. The problem was Donald Trump appointed a 74-year-old geriatric mummy named Janine Piro from Fox News. You know that old lady that just looks like she just smells like shit? She just... That's kind of like what I see whenever she's on Fox. The volume's never on, so I just imagine what her voice sounds like. That's how I imagine Janine Piro's voice to be, and no, I'm not going to correct myself if I find out otherwise. He appoints Janine Piro, the ever illustrious Fox News host, the, political theorist, intelligent lawyer, wise woman, wise individual, ever wise, just a never-ending fount of wisdom. He appoints Janine Piro to press this indictment against these Democrats. The problem was, the grand jury who received the indictment read that shit and said, nigga, please. I don't know if the indictment was given to black jurors, white jurors. I don't want to accuse the grand jury of saying nigga, but let's just assume they said nigga. I'm assuming the grand jury looked at the indictment and said, nigga, please. They took it, balled it up, shot it into a trash can like it's 2016, Kobe, and they left. We ain't doing this shit. For what? No reasonable, rational person wants to get caught up in Donald Trump shenanigans, which is, by the way, the recurring theme with Donald Trump, especially given this particular topic. Donald Trump is always trying to get somebody to engage in a crime with him. It's like, nigga, and then he gets mad when people don't do it, like Mike Pence. Mike Pence needs to do the right thing. Like, Mike Pence doesn't want to go to jail. Like, the nigga, Trump is always trying to get somebody to go down with him. Like, it's always some bullshit with this nigga. Trump is always trying to get somebody to go to hell with him. Relax. It's always something. Grand jury, Mike Pence, Bill Barr, always trying to get a nigga to do some fuck shit. Jeff Rosen, it's always always Trump, and in his mind, he's not the problem for asking you to do something illegal. You are the problem for saying no. Because if you think about the consequences of the crime, which befall everybody but Trump, notice how everyone else goes to jail, they lose money, they lose their reputation. Everybody else ends up damaged but Trump. Have you noticed that? Everybody but Trump ends up fucked up at the end of every single adventure he goes on. Y'all know I'm right. Name a nigga who has been through thick and thin with this nigga and hasn't been harmed in some form or fashion. I'll wait. Even Bannon has gone to jail. Like, nobody has aligned with Donald Trump and come out on the other side unscathed. Name one. Go. I'll wait, chat. I'll wait. Name a nigga that went through with this nigga and came out unscathed. I'll wait. The answer is nobody but Trump. Donald Trump is surrounded by the hands of God to do evil. Everyone else around Trump gets indicted, they go to jail, all type of shit. You would think these MAGA niggas were like, you know, members of like OTF or 4K Trey or O Block or some shit. Every time you get close to Trump, you go to jail. Every time. Like, it's like, bro, the nigga is like a fucking, like, crime magnet. And this right here is a prime example. The grand jury is not interested in bringing forth these charges against these Democrats for literally trying to assert the maintaining of the oath that every single person who serves takes. Somehow telling people in the Department of War to follow the law, somehow that is seditious conspiracy. The implication being that Donald Trump's illegal regime is now the new legal regime. And anyone who decides to disobey the illegal regime violates the law. Because Donald Trump, in his mind, his word is law. Are you understanding what I'm saying here right now? Are you comprehending me right now? Is it making sense? Donald Trump is basically telling the grand jury, the Department of War, the entire executive branch that my word is law. Fuck the Constitution, fuck rule of law, fuck common sense, fuck decency, fuck honor, fuck integrity. My word is final. That is what this grand jury indictment is basically fucking saying. And he sent a fucking diaper stooge, Janine Piro, who's got one foot in the fucking grave, to bring an indictment against Democrats who are real Americans and try to get real Americans to indict other real Americans at the behest of a fat fuck named Trump. At the behest of the worst president in American history, bar none. We're supposed to be shocked that this scheme did not work. We're supposed to be shocked that this scheme failed. Donald Trump is having a hard time pulling decent people into his web of demonic activity. Outside of your little cult of cocksuckers and white supremacists, normal people want nothing to do with your filth and your foolishness. That's the truth. That's the reality. Janine Piro, by the way, is an insane person. This lady is beyond insane. And by the way, Donald Trump knows this. That's why he selects these people. He selects googly-eyed Cash and Kegseth, Brexeth, you know, all of these weird, you know, people with these psychological issues, these addiction issues. Donald Trump picks them for a purpose. Not a good one either. Y'all know Janine Piro wrote a book called Liars, Leakers, and Liberals. The plot against the anti-Trump conspiracy. That's what her book is called, Liars, Leakers, and Liberals. So you know that she associates anybody who leaks things about the government doing bad to the public is a liberal. Gotta take him down. Well, she's a Lebanese, so I'm not gonna do an Arab accent, not gonna try that. But she wants everyone to, well, she got that thick New York accent, you know, New York, you know. She would have you believe that the left is in on a conspiracy against Trump. And like a mindless fucking stooge, she actively partakes in one of Trump's grand conspiracy. It's like those cartoon characters where every episode they have a new evil scheme. It's like Plankton. The nigga, it's like, bro, how many evil schemes does Janine Piro have to see in real time before she realizes Donald Trump is the problem? Donald Trump sends you on a dummy mission to press charges against 6 Democrats for telling people in the military to follow legal orders, and you don't see how any of this is tied into Donald Trump possibly maybe deserving all of the pressure and investigations and indictments he's received over the course of his entire career. You don't see how Donald Trump is showing you in real time and using you to basically, again, reassert and reaffirm the reality that Donald Trump is a criminal who tries to drag others into his acts of criminality. Janine Piro, you are being used actively. And you don't even see how Donald Trump's recruitment of you is evidence alone of the fact that he is the kind of person to ask people to do illegal things. Look at you. You wrote a book basically insinuating that liars and leakers and liberals are the ones behind an anti-Trump conspiracy. Have you ever once thought for 1 second, have you maybe even contemplated for 2 seconds that Donald Trump is not the victim of a conspiracy, but more so the victim of his own actions repeatedly biting him in the ass? Has it ever occurred to you that Donald Trump engages in criminal acts that no other president would ever engage in, point blank, period, even if given the same circumstances and or resources? If you gave most presidents the cult that Donald Trump has, they would not even do a quarter of the things that Donald Trump has done. It's a fact. It's a fact. It is a fact. It's a fact. Everyone knows this. And Janine Piro is not just some psycho book writer. By the way, Kash Patel wrote a children's book about how Donald Trump is the king of the United States of America, and the left is trying to take down the king. When they say liberals don't love America, keep in mind they hire people who depict Trump as a monarch. Janine Piro is an individual who partook in the dissemination of false claims of election fraud in 2020. Janine Piro is an individual who was named in the Dominion voting lawsuit, in which Dominion Voting Systems sued Fox News for lambasting them and falsely accusing them of stealing the 2020 election for Joseph Robinette Biden. This is the person, this is the kind of demon we're dealing with here. This is the kind of piece of shit that we are dealing with here. A person who is not just writing ridiculous fan fiction about Trump, but someone who partakes in the fan fiction herself personally. Someone who actively spreads false claims of election fraud at the behest of Donald Trump. No care, no concern, no regard, and these kinds of mindless hooligan buffoons serve in the... They actually partake and the ministering of law in this country, somehow. People like Janine Piro, who has acted as an attorney general and a judge. That should terrify you. These people who lack critical thinking skills, morals, values, and ethics preside legally over the fate of other Americans. That is unbelievable to me. Incomprehensible. Incomprehensible. And that's just a little tiny taste of what we are dealing with here, by the way. So after Donald Trump, decides he wants revenge against these Democrats and also threatens to have them killed, Donald Trump also, I don't know if you all knew this, but Donald Trump reduced the retirement rank of Mark Kelly, the bald white guy that served in the Navy for like 25 years and was a combat pilot and served in multiple wars and was an astronaut and is highly decorated. That guy had his retirement rank lowered by Donald Trump. Donald Trump repeatedly shows me and reminds me every single day why the president should not have any, like, at this point, dude, Trump is going to render this office completely powerless. When we fix this country, when we take this nation back, the office of the president will be reduced to almost like a figurehead. Too much power. Too much fucking power at this point. It's almost like once this is said and done, the presidency is going to almost be like a fucking babysitting kind of job. Like, okay, I'm just here to watch things take place. I'm kind of just here to meet people from foreign countries. It seems like that's where things are going to have to end up being, because Donald Trump consistently shows holes in the power of the office of the presidency that we never, ever, ever perceived as holes or flaws or issues until he assumed the mantle, until he took the role. We never thought any of these things would be a problem. We never thought the president would weaponize his office in order to attack not political opponents, but people who actively support and uphold the upholding of the Constitution. Trump uses his office to undermine the service of people who did not run away from serving their country. Donald Trump, a draft dodger, has the audacity to undermine the honor and the integrity of servicemen, which is totally believable, by the way, because Donald Trump literally insulted European troops who served in Iraq and Afghanistan alongside American soldiers and Marines. So, with that established, is it really so hard to believe that Donald Trump would ever, is it really hard to believe that Donald Trump would reduce Mark Kelly's retirement rank? Donald Trump is depriving a man of his pension and service compensation because the man had the audacity to defy Donald Trump's tyrannical aspirations, tendencies, impulses, because Mark Kelly is the kind of guy willing to say, don't obey that guy. Don't obey Trump. Don't follow him. Don't obey him. Because Mark Kelly says that, Mark Kelly now is going to be paid less for his service of 25 years, putting his life on the line for Americans every single day. Really, nigga? Really? Okay. Okay. If you think about it, this basically is Donald Trump not only depriving a man of the proper compensation he deserves, but this is also Donald Trump sending a message to people in the Department of War. This is Donald Trump sending a message to everyone that he has direct power over, basically saying, if you disobey me, if you don't follow me, if you don't do what I tell you to do, I will not hesitate to utilize my power as the commander-in-chief against you to your detriment. Facts. That is what Trump is saying. If you think you're separated, you think you're retired, watch how I fuck your life up still. Watch how I meddle with your life still in spite of the fact that you're retired. This is what's going on here. And no one's talking about the fact that Donald Trump is abusing his office to undermine people's 25-year-long service. Are we serious right now? This is what is going on. And let's talk about Donald Trump's whining and bitching and moaning and complaining here. Because the basic overall sentiment he's trying to spread is that I would never tell people to commit crimes. I'd never tell them to commit crimes. I'd never do that. I'd never do it. Why would they say I do that? Why? Be sure to like the stream, by the way. Donald Trump wants to basically assert this idea that he would never, ever tell anybody to ever do anything illegal. And the assertion that he would ever do such a thing is in and of itself anti-Trump. Some might even say anti-white and anti-American. And the reality of the situation is Donald Trump has an almost eternal precedent of compelling people to do illegal shit. Notice how Donald Trump gets other people to commit insane crimes and he himself walks free every fucking time. Y'all remember Russia? Y'all remember Russia, right? The Mueller investigation, blah, 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 fucking blah. Donald Trump would have you believe he would never, ever tell someone to do anything illegal. What am I, black? Am I one of the blacks? I would never. Trump would have you believe he is as fucking, as clean as it gets. He would never tell anybody to do anything wrong. He's so perfect. He's so beautiful. He's so beyond the bullshit. And only the demon rats would ever conceive of him doing something illegal. That's what Trump would have all of us believe. But here's the problem. Russia is one of the many incidents that betrays Donald Trump's assertion of innocence and a lack of precedence of doing illegal shit. Donald Trump tried to obstruct justice multiple times. The nigga literally tried to have the White House counsel Don McGahn fire Robert Mueller. Just like, fire him, get rid of him as special counsel, get someone else in. We don't want this investigation to take place. Fire Robert Mueller. Of course, Don McGahn was like, nigga, I'm not doing that. Like, are you crazy? Like, no. No. And of course, Trump got upset. Then, this man literally told Don McGahn, so when the white folks in the media ask you if I told you to do that illegal shit, tell them no, lie to the white people. You gotta lie. Of course, Don McGahn was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So Trump, he gets really upset again, and Trump doesn't stop there. He also tries to get James Comey to be light on Michael Flynn. Give Michael Flynn give him a pass. Don't, come on. I think you can understand the importance of really giving him a pass. Don't, let him go. You know what I mean? Like, let him go free, Basically telling the director of the FBI to obstruct justice. Donald Trump, of course, then fired James Comey for not obstructing justice. Donald Trump is an individual who will use his power as the president to obstruct justice, which is a fucking crime. Donald Trump will use his power as president to tell others to obstruct justice first. Donald Trump is very good at getting his stooges to commit crimes before him. Because he never wants to get his hands dirty. He's the mob boss. James Comey, commit that crime. Don McGahn, commit that crime. My hands are clean. I don't know what you're talking about. Why would James do that? Horrible person. I would never tell him to do that. Why? I'm innocent. Literally, that's exactly how it would happen. Trump would tell somebody else to do something 100% wrong. Then, when the blowback comes, pretend like he has no idea what anybody's talking about. English. What is English? I don't speak that. Who is Trump? I don't know who that is. Next question. Am I wrong? No, I'm never wrong. Anyways, so Donald Trump also told all the people involved, Cohen, Flynn, all of these people, he's like, look, huddle up, niggas, huddle up. If you niggas just don't testify, okay, if y'all just lie and just promise not to tell anything, I'll pardon you. But if you choose to do the right thing and, be in line with honesty and dignity and morals and ethics, I'm going to destroy you. How in the fuck is that not obstruction of justice and a fucking crime and compelling people to commit crimes on his behalf? Chat, they would have us believe that Donald Trump would never commit a crime. I'd never do it. Why? Never. I would never do it. Why would they say I would do that? Why? Despite all the evidence to the contrary, Donald Trump would have you believe that he is innocent. He would never do that. It's a Democratic hoax. Oh my, a Democrat, demon rat. It's a Democrat demon rat hoax, and I would never do that. That's what he would have you believe, despite all evidence to the contrary. The only reason that fat bitch didn't get indicted for this shit is because he was a sitting president and they didn't want to indict him while he was in office. That's the only reason. This fuck nigga literally committed crimes while in office and has the audacity to bitch and moan about being indicted later on for crimes. Stop committing crimes. It's what they say to black people. Oh, you're an inner city kid selling weed and you went to jail. Stop committing crimes. Stop committing crimes, boy. Well, y'all's nigga over there, but the nigga, like, these are unnecessary. Trump is a white-collar, billionaire white man. None of the crimes he commits are even necessary. Why is he doing this stuff? And you never hear white conservatives tell Trump, just stop committing crimes, boy. Yellow-headed boy, New York boy, fat boy. They never tell that fat bitch to stop committing crimes. It's always minorities. If you just stop committing crime, just stop committing the crime. Trump never has to stop committing crimes. He can do that in perpetuity forever. Fact. So, Donald Trump's propensity and capacity for compelling others to commit crimes on his behalf does not end with the Russia. Donald Trump literally tried to get Jeffrey Rosen to basically just claim the election was stolen in 2020. Of course, Jeffrey Rosen was not willing to do that. He told Jeffrey Rosen, just say it was stolen, it was corrupt, and me and the Republicans in Congress will handle it from there. Basically saying he already had people in Congress willing to betray the United States and engage in a coup d'etat. That's how treasonous the conservatives have been from the beginning. Before J6, conservatives were ready to engage in a coup d'etat. Fact. This man literally tried to get the Assistant Attorney General, Jeffrey Clark, to spread false claims of election frauds to the states, and Jeffrey Clark was willing to do it to the point where Donald Trump literally considered firing Jeffrey Rosen and replacing him with Jeffrey Clark after he had already gotten rid of Bill Barr. Now, the Department of Justice told him, if you appoint this guy to do what you're about to do, we're all going to resign. Trump then had to back down. But Donald Trump has a repeated established history of trying to compel others to commit crimes on his behalf over and over and over again. And we are the bad guys for pointing it out. The American people are the assholes. We are the pieces of shit. We're the horrible people. We're the ones in the wrong. Somehow we're the ones in the wrong. Somehow we're the pieces of shit because we can clearly recognize and see what is going on. How that's possible, I don't even understand. But that's the assertion being made against us as liberals, progressives, Democrats. We're the ones in the wrong for pointing out the crime, and somehow that status quo is going to keep America great. It's going to make America great again. Absolutely the absolute fuck not. This is a guy who literally appointed a Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, who refused when asked by Alyssa Slotkin and Mazie Hirono, would he shoot protesters? He wouldn't even say no. Pete Hegseth was asked point blank a basic question. Normal people with a normal brain would just say no. Even if they were planning on doing it, they would just say no. Like a normal person would be like, nigga, what? Shoot protesters? No, we would never do that. We would never. Of course, in your head, you're like ready to kill protesters, but you would never say that. Like, kill the protesters? Like, what? Bitch, like, kill him. Like, what you talking about? Nigga, what? Like, you're crazy. Alyssa Slotkin, crazy lady, crazy white lady. Kill the protesters. Nigga, please. That's what a normal person would say. Pete Hegseth was over there. I possessed by a demon. Just well, you know, we are and answer the question: are you going to shoot protesters or not? Just so we know. We just want to ask. We can't even ask. We can't even ask the Secretary of War whether or not he's going to boom us for protesting. We can't even have that in America. We can't marry who we want. We can't live how we want. We can't be free from conservative retardation. And to top it all off, the cherry on top, the real prize, if Pete Hegseth wants to boom you, he can. Damn, what are we even living for in this country anymore? This country is a shithole. It is Al-Qaeda. It is, White Afghanistan. We're fucked. We're totally fucked, okay? Pete Hegseth can't even answer us. He can't even lie. I would have lied. I would have been like, kill protesters? What are you talking about? Like, never. Yeah, never. Whole time I'm definitely gonna do it. That's what I would have done. I'd been like, what? You're not yourself when you're hungry, Alyssa Slotkin. Have a Snickers. You're totally crazy. Why would I ever do something like that? Whole time I'm really in my head thinking, we about to kill these niggas. That's what I would do. Pete Hegseth doesn't even waste his time trying to lie. He's just like dancing around the question. He won't even answer the question. So here we have a Secretary of Defense, well, now War, who literally won't even say, yeah, if Trump asks me to kill you guys, I won't do that. He won't even lie. So Trump appoints appoint someone who he knows will commit crimes if asked, and then wants to imprison Democrats for telling people in the Department of War and the intelligence community to not commit crimes? You're telling the whole country that that's what you want. But we are evil, we are wrong, we are fucked up, we are traitors, we hate this country, we're the enemy, we're the problem. Somehow, that's the case. That's the set of circumstances. We are the bad guys. Somehow, some way. Somehow, some way, we are the problem, we are the issue. Totally not Trump, totally not his sycophants, totally not his henchmen. It's us. It's us, apparently. And by the way, keep in mind, Trump appointed all of these people so he could commit crimes. Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, Pete Hegseth. All of these people exist in the capacity in which they do to aid and abet Donald Trump in his attempt to commit crimes to protect himself from the legal consequences of the crimes that he chooses to commit. Donald Trump appointed Kash Patel to lie about the Epstein files, Pam Bondi to cover up the Epstein files, and Pete Hegseth to be his enforcer, to kill Americans. Donald Trump literally is allowing ICE agents to roam this nation freely after killing a mother, after killing an innocent man who helped veterans rehabilitate from injuries. That man allowed these ICE agents to kill these Americans and walk free. Really? And that man would have us believe that he would never, ever, 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 ever tell someone to commit a crime. And if you assume that he would, you're somehow the piece of shit. Are we serious right now? After everything we've spoken about over the last 40 minutes of this show, somehow the Democrats deserve to be indicted. Donald Trump has this nation upside fucking down, and it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's literally unbelievable. I don't know what else to say. This guy has effectively convinced the nation that everything he's ever done, he never did. And everything he's trying to do, he would never do it that way. And anybody who interprets his actions as criminal or his to-be actions as criminal, they're evil. They're the problem. I can't with this shit, dude. This country is fucking cooked. It is over. It is so over. Super caduper over. I don't know what else is to be said. I don't know what else is to be fucking said. You know? It's a damn shame out here in these streets, bro. It's a damn shame. I don't know what else to say. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. So, yeah, man. That's what's going on. Well, chat, it's been a great show, great stream. The stream will stay up. I'm no longer locking streams. For now, maybe like one stream a month will be members only, but like generally speaking, streams will be free to access. So if you were late, you will have the opportunity to watch it all over again. Anyways, yeah, man. So since there's no super chats, I'm going to wrap up the stream here. I hope you guys have a great night, a great evening, or whatever the fuck, you know, wherever you are on the planet. Yeah, man, it's crazy out here in these streets, chat. It is crazy out here in these fucking streets. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay blessed. You know what I'm saying? And we out. This chair is creaky as fuck. I'm gonna get it replaced soon. It's crazy. It just sounds like... This is just like... It's like Trump sat in this shit. It's just suffocated under the weight of an obese fat ass. Like, it's just crazy. But anyways, show's over. See ya.